You may have already seen our video on the Engwe Engine X, which is a great choice of folding rugged e-bike if you want to be fully UK compliant. But some viewers wanted a more powerful motor, so Engwe have sent us this Engine Pro 2, which has a 1200 watt motor to try out. So keep watching to see what we think of it, and we'll also talk about the impact that motor size has on its compliance. So stick with us. Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up, it really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I know what you didn't like. From its powerful motor and long-lasting battery to its sleek, rugged design and top-notch suspension, the Engwe Engine Pro is built to impress and perform. Plus, its ability to fold makes it ideal for storage and transport. We're going to dive deep into the specs, take it for a spin, and show you why the Engine Pro 2 could be the bike for you. So let's get on with it. The Engwe Engine Pro 2 isn't the cheapest in the range, but it has quite a few features that may warrant the price. We're also really happy to share that you can currently get £100 off using the discount code in the video description. Engwe very kindly sent us the Pro 2 to try out, and after we've unpacked it we'll take a quick look at the specs, then we'll put it through some tests at the National Closed Road Racing Circuit where we'll see how it performs in restricted mode, fully unrestricted, and the one I'm least looking forward to, without any power assistance. We'll also try it out off-road and see how the battery performs. The bike arrived really well packed and with a full toolkit for the final assembly, which was easy and with the help of Engwe's YouTube step-by-step video only took a few minutes. One of the key features of the Engine Pro 2 is its ability to fold, starting with the pedals, the frame and then the handlebars. It gets down to a surprisingly small unit. Here you can see it in the boot of a Fiat Panda, showing just how small it goes. It's a pretty heavy bike at nearly 40 kilograms, but that can be reduced by removing the battery, which is quite an easy task, and gets it nearer to 30 kilograms. Out of the box, the Engine Pro 2 is limited to 15.5 miles per hour and is only powered by pedalling, which meets 2 of the 3 main requirements to be legal in the UK, although both can be disabled for off-road use. But it has a 1200 watt motor, which means it can't have a compliance sticker like this one from the Engine X, so technically it is non-compliant, so we won't be riding it on the road, and if you choose to, it's at your own risk. You may find that if you stick to those first 2 restrictions when on the road, you don't attract attention. If you are at all worried, then you can check out our review of the Engine X, which is a fully UK compliant, in the link here or in the video description. Let's take a closer look at the specs. With its more powerful motor, it has great torque levels, and by using a torque sensor rather than a cadence sensor that you get with cheaper bikes, it means it reacts to the amount of power you put in rather than the speed you pedal, which is a much more intuitive and immediate reaction. With uprated components, which we'll look at in a second, compared to the Engine X, it's a higher quality bike. The rugged design looks good and robust. It has front and rear hydraulic disc brakes, 8-speed Shimano derailleur gears, front and rear suspension, the front being adjustable and able to be locked out. Fat, knobbly tyres and mud guards make it capable in wet, muddy and loose surfaces. The sprung padded seat is comfortable. Front and rear LED lights, including brake light, keep you seen, and that robust load lugging rack makes it a great workhorse. Overall, for the price, the specs are good and it looks pretty good too. The handlebars are well laid out with everything you need at your fingertips. One of the points we made when testing the Engine X, and it's the same here for the Pro 2, is the relaxed sit-up riding style. What you can get from Engwe are BMX style handlebars. We're hoping to try these out and share the results with you in the future, but we're expecting them to enable a more dynamic riding position. We're back here at the National Closed Road Circuit in Carmarthenshire so that we can test out the bike safely and without breaking any laws. It's a bit windier than when we were here last time and our microphones struggled on occasion, so please excuse the sound quality. Regular viewers may have noticed I've got a new helmet. As the potential speeds of e-bikes and even modern conventional bikes get faster, traditional bike helmets that are only tested for slower speeds are less appropriate. This new helmet from Xnito, specifically aimed for the e-bike market, is tested to the new Dutch NTA 8776 standard, which regulates the design and safety of helmets for e-vehicles that go up to 28 miles an hour. So it's much more appropriate for the kind of speeds we could be doing today. Not only is it a great fit and available in a number of designs, the USB rechargeable integrated front and rear LED lights make you much more visible. And the Fidlock buckle, combining magnetic and mechanical action, is the only buckle I know of that can easily be done up and undone with one hand and with gloves on. A big thanks to Xnito for sending it to us, and you can check out links and our discount code for Xnito products in the video description. Now we're safe, let's get on with the bike tests. We'll go through each of our 3 test laps and then look at the speeds, times and my heart rate for each one. So on this lap, I'm using the bike, what I'm calling near UK compliant setting. So it's throttle switched on and the speed limit of 15 miles an hour. So as soon as I pedal faster than 15 miles an hour, or stop pedalling, then the power to the motor comes on. So I'm going to try and just pedal along at the speed for the motor just to help me out. I've got it on the highest pedal assist level. On the flat I can easily pedal this bike faster than the 15 miles an hour that the motor needs. But as I approach the hill that's coming just at this corner, I know that my speed's going to drop off and the motor assistance is going to kick in. So I'm not having to change gear or anything. As the speed drops off, there goes the motor helping me up, and the Engine X with its 250 watt motor struggled to get me up here. Even with my pedal assistance, I had to go right down the gears. Whereas because of the more powerful motor on the Engine Pro 2, it can easily get me up to the top without me having to think about changing gears. I'm still putting in the same point. So if I want that motor to stay on, I'm going to have to go into a very low, easy gear. And there we go. I'm just going to keep pedalling and let the motor take me along. So I'm now approaching the finish. It's been no effort at all really, just keeping the pedals turning while that motor kicks in to keep me travelling along at 15 miles an hour. Easy ride, pretty smooth, motor's a little bit noisy, but certainly an enjoyable ride. There we go, finish. So for this lap, I've now taken out all the restrictions on the bike. So that's switched on the throttle, so I'm not pedaling at all, and I've got the throttle down and I'm moving along, and I've removed the speed limit entirely. So on the flat, that means I'm going along at 20 miles an hour. So I'm now approaching that steep hill. I'm going to try and get up it just on motor power without pedalling. The Engine X wasn't able to do that at all, and whilst the Engine Pro 2 has eased off on speed, I'm down to 13 miles an hour. I've not had to pedal at all to get up there.
down the hill, back on the flat now. As you can probably hear, the motor, which is quite noisy when it's in this unrestricted mode, is pushing me along at 20 miles an hour again on the flat. Now going into the finish, obviously with this one, it has been total ride in the park. You know, I've not had to pedal once. I'm coming into the finish. In that unrestricted mode, where you're off the road, you can ride it purely on the motor. So now for this lap, the one I've not been looking forward to, the power's off on the bike. I am purely riding using my leg power. Now the gearing system on the bike with its 8 Shimano gears is pretty good. You know, I'm up in gear 5. It's going to be plenty of low ratio gears to get set off. As I speed up on the flat, you know, getting it up into 7 or 8, and it's got nice high gears as well, giving me the chance to pedal slowly and get lots of speed. And that sitting up riding position isn't really designed for getting a lot of power into the pedals. So on a slight incline now, and the difficulty is building. I'm about to hit the steepest part of the hill, and I'm going to drop right down. Now, that gearing does seem better than the Engine X, because I can get into a lower gear and just make my way slowly up the hill, whereas the lowest gear with the Engine X was still quite a trouble to get up that hill. In 8th gear, which is a push without any power assistance, remember, but it's keeping me moving along quite nicely.
So let's take a look at the stats for the laps. In near UK compliance mode with the throttle off and 25 kph limiter on, it took 4.5 minutes to get round the lap with an average speed of just under 23 km per hour and my average heart rate being 123 beats per minute. In fully unrestricted mode, the lap took a minute less with an average speed of nearly 28 km an hour and my average heart rate just 109 beats per minute. Then with no power assistance at all, it took by far the longest at 5 minutes with an average speed of just under 21 km an hour and my average heart rate nearly 150 beats per minute. Now let's take a look at how it performs off the tarmac. The fat tyres and suspension make for a smooth ride even on bumpy tracks. Despite its relaxing riding position, it's pretty responsive and obviously nips along at some pace. The higher powered motor is great for inclines and you do get a reminder of the amount of power there is on loose ground or mud where you can easily spin up the back wheel. Is it as capable as a true mountain bike? No, but there is quite a lot you can throw at the Engine Pro 2 and it will take it in its stride. When it comes to the battery, it is great that it can be charged in or out of the bike, both for convenience and security. We started out test day with a full battery and just 8.1 miles on the clock. Some 18.5 miles later, with a mix of pedal assist and pure motor power, we still had 4 segments on the battery meter showing. So is the Engwe Engine Pro 2 a good choice for you? Well, we loved the Engine X we tested previously due to its full compliance, rugged looks and ability to fold. With the Engine Pro 2, you get those same rugged looks and ability to fold, plus hydraulic brakes, higher spec gears and a larger motor. That motor makes it getting up hills even easier, but it does mean it's not compliant for use on UK roads. But you may judge that with the speed limiter set to 15.5 miles an hour and the throttle switched off, you're unlikely to attract attention. But it is a risk, so which one suits you is really down to your choice. So either bike, the price is great value, and with further discounts available using the links in the video description, we'd go as far as saying they are a bargain. So if you're looking for a fat-tired, rugged electric bike, we would recommend them. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.